it's going to own.
Okay, well, with that said, enjoy. This is going to be a good one.
Thank you very much. Coming into this first game, we got OD here.
Where was this hero? I wanted to see this hero for a really long time. Every single time we're like in tanky meta, all these beefy boys, all these Underlord Centaurs, they don't Timber Saws as well. Like, they don't like to play into this one specific hero, and that is OD for a good reason. Pure Damaggio, very good against Razor, very good against pretty much everything they have. You have save against Willow, you have save against pretty much Razor, pretty much anything. And yep, the panel did discuss about what the build is going to be, whether he's going to be going for this newer build, something that has been played in pubs, but we're yet to see. Or if he's going to be going like, it's a very good 4-staff game as well, the Witchblade, if he feels like he needs to deal slightly like more damage that is not relying on longer cooldown like Refresher.
Oh, Obsidian Decimator, I can say this one. This
easy to pronounce, yeah.
Way easier than other ones we had yesterday. I'm a big fan of words I can pronounce and facets I can pronounce. So we'll see how this all matches up. As XM, he used to be an OD guy back when this hero was picked a lot, but I feel like this is one of those heroes that I see mainly in just my pubs. And outside of that, this hero doesn't see much play. Why? Getting run down, but rebound with the help from Shiro to get out of any danger. And how's Nisha going to handle this hero? I mean, OD, in theory, or at least in my own theory, sometimes that theory is not correct, should have a pretty easy time here.
Yep, he should. And I just had to double check his win rate on OD. Played it 43 times. It is 67% win rate.
Wow.
On OD. These numbers are pretty massive.
That's really good. I don't think I've ever seen a 60% win rate.
I don't think I've ever in my life checked someone's win rate on OD.
Just not a hero you're checking that often on anybody? Yeah, when I think of players from China that play it, it was Kama or XM that really liked this hero, and it was a long time ago when XM was really playing this hero a lot. But seeing him up against the Tiny in a matchup that he should win, we probably see the best of OD in a matchup like this, and I'm curious to see if it's enough. Maybe this hero finds its way into the meta.
I hope so. Like the hero was viable back then when people were buying Meteor Hammer. I found that very, very boring type of a play. I think we are seeing Invoker now playing with the Meteor Hammer, but it's a bit of a different hero. I also didn't like back in the days, for example, when you like had to buy Necrobook on your Lycan, otherwise you can't play the hero when you're like locked in into one item build. OD now has many different options that he can go for. It's just that the hero, like, nobody wanted to experiment. Here and there you see a casual OD pop up because the game is like kind of asking you to pick it, and then it falls short, and then everybody's like, yeah, it's still bad.
They jump in with the rebound, they try to go for ace. Bramble Maze is down, trying to stop them from getting this first blood, but Y will get the first blood on ace, taking out this Tidehunter in the bottom lane and playing aggressively with that rebound. So Shiro looking good and ready to go. Having that early crown delivered, of course. You know, activating that special delivery to get the quick items in. Looking to get that helm out early.
It is a super strong lane. It is a lot of kill threat. And also, Marcy, now because you don't have that old facet, let's see if Bach is going to be fine here. It does seem like he's going to be. Also forced to use Pit of Malice early. This is not something that you usually see on Underlord at early levels, because you want to be the one putting the pressure, getting that extra bit of a damage with Atrophy Aura. But him playing against Razor means that he needs some kind of a way of dealing with it. And look what Mickey and Tofu have in their quick buy, in their inventory. Sorry, it's a bit too early. Both of them have Quelling Blades. So they are going to be cutting down what Planet wants to do, and the deforestation in this area doesn't allow Planet to play the game. So they have this whole area where they can try to play aggressive, use the static link, use the static lick as well, if you want to call it, pull him back in, and then just get the damage.
A nice static lick for you in the lane, but you know, it kind of ruins Hoodwink's game to do that, and I'm looking over at the Underlord. Is this just a lane where you're focusing on getting Firestorm instead, and, you know, maybe maxing that and ignoring Atrophy Aura altogether, or trying to maybe go a different route with Underlord?
Yeah, you get points in Firestorm and 1 point in Pit of Malice, and then you probably want to go to jungle, farm with the Atrophy Aura. Mid lane, Nisha still doing pretty good in this matchup. Nisha has been on top of his game, back to being the best mid laner in the world.
Top lane, Planet ends up dead. Tofu getting the kill there. Some damage on Mikke, but Bak not having quite what it takes to really be able to get anything in return.
I also want to see if potentially Hoodwink is going to be buying extra branches so that you can actually play the game, but then again, they can use Quelling Blade afterwards, but just to have some kind of a stun, especially if they decide to play aggressive. And also to go back to my point about Marcy in this bottom lane, now you have Pick Me Up Facet as kind of a default facet on Marcy, which does allow you to save your allies or just throw somebody in and play aggressive, which makes her laning stage much more stronger than what it was before. Like having, and you could also play a bit of more on the defensive side. XM getting harassed by this toss, constant harassment coming up from Nisha. Does have Soul Ring coming on the courier.
It needs to be careful about all the damage he's taking. He's got 15 wand charges anyway, so in theory should be okay. 1-3-1 on the build on the OD. They'll look to try and throw a bushwhack over in the top end, but not connecting. And Planet, it's not an easy lane for him, and you can see the struggles continuing. And I would assume Underlord, if he goes to the jungle, then you've also got maybe Planet getting some priority and some farm in this top lane if he's able to stay there himself. It might be difficult to survive there, but we've seen a lot of these Hoodwinks try to get a bit more farm under their belt and farm where they can find some open space, right?
Yeah. Not gonna be like he needs levels. He needs to have a point in Scurry so that he can try to run away.
Right.
This constant harassment from Nisha, keeping him low. Blood Grenade, both supports. He looks very dead.
XM, in a lane that felt like it should go his way, I mean, you definitely need these supports to come over and slow down his game. And Nisha is doing really well in this matchup. Not only that, but it happens around the 6-minute mark, so they'll have control of the rune. Ends up being an Invis rune that Planet picks up. So, you know, they have both supports there, and I'm a little bit surprised that he's the one who ends up picking up this Invis rune for the side of Vici. See if it ends up leading to a kill or anything like that. Because the one good thing as well for Largo too, or not just the one good thing, is that strength gain. Yeah, he's the position 5, but he's pretty tanky as a position 5 with all the health he's got.
Yeah, the stat gain is very good on this hero. Nisha does have Bounty Rune to play with, so he can refill that bottle. OD, he constantly got spammed. I think there's one way you can play around this as OD in the mid lane. I've seen it happen in pubs in certain matchups as well, where you pick up Tranquil Boots, like when you're getting constantly harassed. But then problem is you have Tranquil Boots. This is something that we have seen yesterday happen for the offlaner, because it's a bit of a new build where you are getting Tranquil Boots, you keep disassembling them to get that extra bit of regen. Exactly what Bak is doing right now on the Underlord. Just don't get hit.
Yesterday he got hit. And then I think he stood still for about 40 seconds, realizing that now he had Tranquil Boots forever. But he's gone 2-1-1, holding a skill point right now. And he should be getting the off lane to himself.
Oh no, here we go.
Rotating all over.
Here we go. OD back to getting Midas. It's always on this hero when you don't know what to play. Like you die once. Oh, guys, I gotta go for Midas. Sorry.
Do you want the Midas?
Yeah, I said the Force Staff. It's a really good Force Staff game because what he's playing against, you can pretty much push yourself out of the trouble out of anything they do have.
Right.
So I'm fine with Force Staff into Midas. We'll see how the game's going to develop. Double Ice Path.
And it's on 2. Astral Imprisonment through onto the Dark Willow, but they bring over the Tide Hunter. They'll look over to try and get a kill here onto Y. They finish him off with the Cursed Crown, stuns up XM, who threw down that Sanities, but didn't get a kill with it. That's a pretty long cooldown as well. And then top, they're diving the tier 1 tower. Mikke going after Planet, but he's quite low. They've got XM making the TP rotation. There's the Astral Imprisonment. Tofu, can he help from the high ground? It's not likely, and they will get this kill into the Razor.
Tofu, they do have Bushwhack. Oh, he got the other
wrong tree. So they will get this kill, and they will get the haste rune as well for this OD.
Big, actually pretty big for XM to make this play. Gets a double kill. Nisha trying to fight against Marcy. Light Hunter doesn't have much mana to work with, so they are going to need to back off.
Yeah, he ran into this, and I think he was very confident in what they had going, but Shiro popping his ult and ready to fight back. Not that I would recommend punching a rock with your bare hands, but early on, not really going to feel that great for Marcy.
Uh-oh. Here it is. It happened again.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Frank boots. When I first saw this, it was Collapse who was playing Primal Beast.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is pretty good. I have to test it on Primal Beast. So I played like 3 games of Primal Beast in the same day, and all 3 times I forgot to disassemble them. That's why I keep talking about it, because I know how
you've been there.
Yeah, it can happen very easy.
It's one of those things I'm scared to try, honestly. You know, first hit, I'm losing it, and it's just Tranquils forever. 4 heroes down here, bottom for Liquid. Ice Path on 2, but Y's dead on his screen already, so they will get that kill and it'll be claimed by Nisha. Shiro trying to bail, but they're still around him. They do have Ravage, so he's got to try and hide within the trees, but Boxy's a 4th that's here.
Oh, what a play. Takes over the range creep
and jumps away. He's still, I mean, it's still a long chase. Can they catchy lick into maybe an avalanche or anything? Tide didn't go with, so
does
he's not
have
gonna
another
be there for the
rebound.
Ravage. Toss over to the range creep, looking for the terrorize. Now holding it, throwing it, and it does land. Brambles connect. A long chase for Shiro, Curse Crown, and he will eventually die to the hands of Boxy. It was a long chase for this kill, but it is the carry, so at the end of the day, it does end up being worth it. And then this tier 1 tower mid will be taken by Y.
And I like that XM actually changed his item build after getting that double kill, after killing the tower. He already had gloves, so it is going to be Hand of Midas coming out. The damage is going to start to ramp up. Arcane Orb, it's level 3 right now, about to be level 4.
Shiro again, he just respawned Frog Stomp and the catchy lick. They're gonna try and Fiend's Gate over. And Box only got about half health. Astro Imprisonment, Firestorm down, Tofu, Boxy on the run, rebound lands with the Ice Path. Bushwhack, Ace. He's not gonna throw that Ravage out just yet, and he's actually gonna hold it to his death. They'll get the kill there, bring over a lot of heroes for the side of Vici, and make sure they can at least get this Tide Hunter who is going for their carry again.
Marcy's not an easy hero to kill. Like, you need to, if you don't have enough lockdown, she can easily rebound off to the current dominated creep, as we've seen. And XM now starting to ramp up in terms of his net worth as well. This Midas is definitely kicking in.
It's doing its part. As you can see, he's behind Nisha by about 400, and Nisha's looking for that early blink, trying to be that initiator. We'll see some offlaners, especially, you know, Tide's kind of forego the blink for these auras. And he's going into the pipe first. So that'll be the first pickup, and we'll see if Ace can get the space necessary to just kind of farm into this as quickly as he can. He's holding on to 1,400 gold right now.
Yeah.
So quite happy with what he's getting, but bottom of the cores in terms of net worth.
Yeah,
it is kind of tight, though.
I think Ace needed to change his item build, because maybe he was thinking about the Aghanim Scepter, but you can't drop that. Like, you don't want to be dropping pipe, so he's like, yeah, just go with the simple stuff. Like, you're not dropping auras. Aghanim Scepter, maybe it's a no-go for him.
Keep everything in that inventory. Triangle, XM, like you said, still farming. He's looking for that 4 staff, going complete Hurricane Pike. What's the build after the Hurricane Pike? What are you looking for as this OD?
If he wants to go slightly more defensive, I would say BKB. Panel talked about the refresher build that he can go for, because you're not lacking mana on the hero. Your ulti is pretty low mana. It is only 200 mana level 1, 300 level 2, so nothing too crazy. You can definitely fit in a refresher in that build.
Are you looking towards an Aghanim Scepter?
Aghanim Scepter maybe later down the line. It's a very good
Bushwhack,
Ags upgrade.
Sharpshooter, and the
it's
rebound.
A flying dragon.
Wow. Quick kill on somebody who you'd expect to feel a little bit more tanky in Tide. But Y claims the life, and now they've got the toss into the Avalanche Frog Stomp, and Y will be traded out. Nisha coming over and getting a kill of his own. and that's with that blink dagger they just picked up. So having that blink and now putting themselves up 2,000 net worth, game does feel about even. 2,000 seems about right. And what's been pretty quiet other than the death on the dive over the tier 1 tower is the Razor, who's level 11 and is working on the finishing touches of this Manta style. So Razor kind of having an open game at the moment and much higher than his lane equivalent of this Marcy. So Tofu, Nisha, and Boxy coming around. Maybe they can find something over bottom. Marcy nearby the lane, but over in the jungle, so they'll have to cut across and try and find this Marcy. They do have Tide down here as well, but with Planet taking the Twin Gate towards top, it's not looking likely that they're going to really catch anything. Leaves Ace open to continue to farm this pipe, and Nisha even thinking about going through this Twin Gate.
Nisha has Arcane Rune. He wants to go in, and I'm a big fan of this build. This Cobalt Cup, Quicken Cobalt Cup with an extra Windlace and Phase Boots allows you to pretty much move in a fight almost hasted, or add Arcane Rune on top of that. This is the fight that they want to be taking right now. Lower the cooldown. Bach, no pipe yet available.
Link in, toss, Avalanche now looking for the Terrorize. That lands on 3 heroes. They get the kill on a Planet. The Astral Imprisonment's going to save the life of one. Sanity's dropped down. Tofu's going to die. They go after Mickey. They've got the Pin of Malice. It's locking him up for a moment. The Static Link's not going to save him.
Another
XM's
one
got the
from
double
Nisha.
kill. Bach ends up dead. Down goes XM. Nisha's got a couple here. He's getting quite low with the Unleashed Shiro trying to chisel down this Tiny, and will finally get this kill, and it's worth quite a bit.
They need Tide. Team Liquid, they need Tide in that fight because his Ravage is ready, his TP's ready as well. He's also close to the Twin Gates. I assume he was saying that he wants to finish off the pipe, but he's still, like, at least was far away from it. He still needed to buy the whole recipe. And look at this damage from Tiny. 4,000 damage coming out from him in the previous fight. Used combo like 3 or 4 times because of that Arcane Rune. Pretty much dealing the same amount of damage as the whole Vici squad.
Yeah, that initial toss right onto 3 of those heroes and then having the Avalanche to follow it up is well done by Nisha, but a good salvage by Vici, especially with Shiro getting a couple of these kills. He's going into the early BKB. So he'll try to survive in these fights and kind of ignore what Tiny's throwing his way once he does get this BKB. Mickey moves into the triangle. I was talking about how he wants to finish that Manta. That's coming out right now, and he'll have that for the next fight. We'll see if they do want to try and smoke and go once they've got this pipe from the Tide and maybe work with this Ravage that has been yet to be used in this game so far. Charge towards mid, blink, toss into the Avalanche and the Bedlam with the Cursed Crown, but the Astral Imprisonment will avoid that. Fiend's Gate trying to catch somebody out with the rebound. Can they catch up? They've got themselves the Pit of Malice. Boxy, catchy lick, avoiding the Bushwhack. And that will mean Boxy survives.
All right, we gotta post this on Reddit. Like, click on Bach and do the professional e-gamer edition. Guess the hero. What is this? Like, what is this green menace?
Casual Gloves of Haste. I've got the Tranquil Boots, the pipes here. Box keeping it green.
I don't think I've seen anything similar. All because...
Nisha, Pit of Malice and Ice Path. Look for the Cursed Crown, and the Marcy will end up being stunned and stopped. But behind them is Ace, and he was bushwhacked for a moment, but able to run away. Sharpshooter, that lands, but they don't want to chase on the side of Vici. They are waiting in the wing on Liquid, and maybe even thinking about jumping forward. Drop down this Obs, and Ace is in front of them, but nobody making a committal move just yet. Ooh, Nisha. They'll back up, they'll get the tower.
Tidehunter, he still needs to be very careful in these fights because he's playing into pure damage from OD, he's playing into Sharpshooter that can break him. And they have, like, no real saves. Sure, you have Lick, catch a Lick from Largo, but that's about it. No real other saves. There's no Glimmer Cape or anything to keep him alive. Might be forced to use like a really bad Ravage that he doesn't want to be using. And right now, Ace 033, Pipe online, Essence Ring as well. He is tanky, but he can definitely die.
Especially if that Sharpshooter is the beginning parts of it, and they have the Marcy jump in, right?
Yeah.
Marcy soon to have the BKB, and then this Ravage might feel
Very
like, a bit of
awkward
a-
to use. Yeah, if they decide to focus him down with the sharpshooter, Marcy can definitely kill him. Smoke from Liquid. Let's see what they can find.
See what they can get with this smoke. 3-man smoke. Mickey towards top. He picked up that mantle a while ago. He's got the Mythor Hammer for the BKB he wants to go. Ravage immediately onto these supports. Planet's going to be caught and killed. As the Ice Path lands, the Static Link is there. Nietzsche comes in with an avalanche. Almost gets through the trees. Boxy's going to be the one who ends up getting that kill. Ace finishes off Y. And they also get 100 gold for that dominated creep. So not a bad little gathering of gold there for Liquid. It's a Ravage that's used for both supports, but when you get both kills, certainly worth it.
Definitely. Not sure if they can take any big objectives on the map in 30 seconds. There's going to be Tormentor. So with no Ravage,
Nice brambles.
I want to see them go for Tormentor potentially.
Cursed Crown, Shiro trying to get out, but tossed back to a Bedlam. And then the Astral Imprisonment on the
mid-air.
rebound, so he's not where his imprisonment was. He jailbroke his way back towards his team still.
The other two things.
Similar to like the whole Pudge hook, but I grabbed you and it's weird.
Underlord going for more green items. This is exactly what I did. What I talked about, where like you're like, what do I do with these Tranquil boots? So
Ags isn't green though. I'm a little disappointed.
but with your Tranquils, you build into drums and then you can upgrade it.
Yeah.
Which means that it's like a soft reset in a fight. It's very good for potentially breaking the link from the target.
Been moused down.
Y again.
Y is dead. Y is not having a lot of fun. He is dead for the 5th time. Not as many as I thought it was, but he has been getting caught quite a bit. By the way, that Tormentor got taken by Liquid. They get that shard, that Encore for Tofu. And when you're playing this support, maybe you're looking for like a Glimmer or a Lotus that you can, you know, get the most out of that Encore. You think the show's over, the band leaves the stage, then they come back, it's an encore.
Yeah. Can I get an encore?
Do you
Like,
want
do you
more?
want more?
Yeah.
And then you yeah, you want both of them. And
Yeah.
now going for Axe on Underlord, actually skipping the full bongo boots. I thought they might go for Tormentor on side of Vici Gaming because there was no Ravage. Problem is there is still a tier 1 tower standing in the top part of the map that wasn't killed.
Right.
So they can easily rotate, they can TP in.
Jump
This
in
is
on
a
the
big
Razor.
kill, no BKB yet available.
Bushwhack and the Sharpshooter. Shiro getting that kill and thinking about coming over in a TP, but that'll be stopped and they Fiend's Gate get the tower and then they can just leave all the way back from once they came.
This is the type of
bottom.
play I expected them to make a minute and a half ago, knowing that there is no Ravage, try to utilize that. Anisha's the one who's really popping off. 6-1-4, involved in 10 out of 12 kills, and big fan of this like early Shiva's build that we are seeing on Tiny. Sometimes it is straight up blink Shivas if he's not needed to buy a BKB, but in this one he wants to move a little bit more. You're playing against Astral, Bit of Malice could cause a lot of issues, so Anisha recognizing what needs to be done, getting a BKB, and then going for Shivas. Shivas still relatively far away considering it is a very expensive item, especially the recipe.
Look at where OD's at. He's not in a bad spot when you look at his net worth. He's got Midas, Hurricane Pike, though, at the moment. It's going Blink Witchblade. And I would assume BKB is after that, but it does just say Ogre Axe plus 2 items. Is that the build you're reliant on? Is there maybe a switch that ends up happening for the OD? Are you happy with the progression you're making? Because it's going to be Hurricane Pike and a Blink Dagger, 2 movement items that are your real first 2 items to come after.
It allows him to get better save. It allows him to connect onto a target that Marcy wants to go for. So if they decide to focus Tidehunter, they could definitely burst him down with the BKB on Marcy, OD blinking in, getting a couple of right clicks as well. This time around, Razor is not going to be the easiest targets. They don't have that like instant stun. So Mickey will be able to get a BKB off. He also has Manta Style, 2 defensive items that also gives him damage, gives him move speed, gives pretty much Razor everything that he does need.
So far, I will say, it seems like Astral Imprisonment has been used as mostly a defensive tool.
They don't have that big combo. Like maybe in a fight where you are using Ravage when everybody's getting low, if you can survive long enough, then we might see Ice Path, Astral into Ice Path, which is a strong combo.
Yes. And this is kind of a strong combo. The catchy lick through a bramble and then into the frog stomp. Ace picking up that Aghanim Scepter that's flying out.
Uh-oh.
Check the hands, make sure they're nice and dry. Don't want to let that fall out and hit the ground or anything like that. It happens.
Yeah, it's like the reason why he's going for Ags is he doesn't necessarily need to be close to the fight. He can keep the distance because he's still afraid of this OD. He's afraid of Marcy. So Ace as well recognizing what the best item for the situation is. And now Liquid going into Roche Pit. Vici Gaming, they are giving a lot of respect to this team fight that they do have with Tiny, with Ravage, Pipe Online, 2 supports now that do cause a lot of issues as well. They do have good amount of sustain. And also got to be aware of Bramble Maze, like the way you're taking a fight inside a Roche Pit. So that's the reason why Vici Gaming is not going in, not trying to contest it, even though they have the damage. Like OD is one of the best heroes in the game to be able to kill Roshan.
So Largo just playing that Island Elixir while they shake that Roche. Getting that music down. Ooh, this is a long TP. And that's going to be stopped by the Avalanche. Now forced to Fiend's Gate. Can't do that either. Tossed up, Pit of Malice. Can he get it this time? No, there's going to be a Terrorize. Now a Bedlam and a Gush for his issues there, which are the armor, but they'll take care of that and get that kill. So Mickey getting the kill on Avaki. Tried to TP, tried to Fiend's Gate a couple times. Not going to happen against this team. He gets caught, and Bach now almost at the Aghanim Scepter of his own. He just needs 300 gold. So when he gets back up, Firestorm, a couple creep waves, get there, get that next item, but the rest of the team still working on what they need next. Is they've got finally the Basher on a Marcy and looking for the full Daedalus, get that extra oomph, get that extra damage. And then like we were talking about earlier, Witchblade for the OD, who's got 2,100 gold saved up for the moment.
Still, the fights are not going to be as easy anymore. Vici Gaming, it feels like they stopped playing for the last couple of minutes. Like we've seen this one good move where they killed Mickey in the top lane and killed the tier 1 tower, but other than that, they have been pretty silent.
Not really looking to fight, avoiding Liquid, not contesting any of these objectives that Liquid have been taking. Hoping that when they get to that point in farm that they'll be ready to go. Very old school China to just kind of farm and avoid fights. Not as aggressive as we've seen in the past, not as aggressive.
Where is that guy?
Probably streaming, honestly. He played in the... He always shows up for... China does these, like, Immortal Cups where they do a draft of old players and, like, everybody gets to be on a team with each other. He shows up every now and then. He showed up for the last one, which was pretty fun. I think the team went 0-3, but it was fun to see him playing again.
You can tell XM, he's changing his mind multiple times with what he wants to build.
Yeah, now he's got Hex queued up with a BKB. When it was the Witchblade and the BKB, but now it's the Hex. And he's committing by getting that Mystic Staff, so... Spends the gold, which means he's not too far away from a Hex.
That's what you think. He could get upgraded Blink.
Early on.
Yeah, Arcane Blink, which he's definitely not going to get, but has an option available if necessary. I think BKB Hex seems a bit superior. Witchblade is a very good item on OD, of course, but I think this is a very aggressive item that you want to be picking up early on or super late. Like we're talking about, you know, maybe 6th item, but there's maybe an argument for a better
BKB
item at the
Ice
time.
Path lands
Okay.
there. Mickey Unleash was going after him, but the static link, there's the Ravage. It lands on a Shiro. Gush across the bow. He pops his own BKB, goes after Mickey. They've got the Pit of Malice, and now they've got Mickey alone. They'll get the Aegis out of his hands. But with the BKB running out, can they still go for this? It was a Pit of Malice that was used with the ult from the Axe from Bach. Ice Path connects. Macropyre down. Dual Breath comes across and hits on a Mickey, and Innocent's still alive, but they touches from a distance from Ace, doing some decent damage. Do they jump back into this? They've got Largo on the side, giving them out Island Elixir. Bushwhack lands onto 2, Sanity's Eclipse lands on 3, Terrorize as well lands on 3, but do they want to go back in? They do. BKB, the blink, the jump with the toss back over. Astral Imprisonment for the save, but the static link continues. Going into the Shadow Realm is Boxy, but they're going to rebound, trying to get away. Shiro's still alive. He gets away from this one, but now XM's going to be the one who's focused. Hurricane Pike on a Mickey, who pops the Manta. They get the kill to Boxy. They take out Shiro. Ace is the one who gets the kill with a Gush. Astral Imprisonment once again off to the side, though, is Planet. Can they get the control to get the kill to Ace?
Another round.
Comes in. Nisha, Ice Path lands. He's stunned up for a moment. They've got the help from the Croakers. Puts him up into the air. They get the kill to Nisha. They'll look over at Ace's Mickey, trying to run, but the Pit of Malice locks him down again, and XM gets the kill. Double kill for the OG. 4 years down on the side of Liquid, and Ace is the only one who gets away. But I say he gets away, and XM searching doesn't quite get the vision, but maybe they'll find him as Planet still moves forward and eventually will give up on his chase.
This was also the fight where Liquid had Aegis available, so the next fight is not going to be as easy. You can feel the power of this OD, dealing almost 10,000 damage in the previous fights, but so did Razor. Like Marcy, she did pop off during the BKB, did manage to get out. That was a really nice save. He kind of saved himself with the Astral as well, of course, coming out from XM, but things are going to be looking rougher and rougher for Liquid in the next couple of fights, especially if Ace is going to be using Ravage like this. It only connected onto 2 heroes, but they didn't manage to get too much out of that Ravage, because they need Razor to lock onto a target and kill it, and Tiny, he goes in, he's not like dealing the right-click damage. Tiny wants to go in, he wants to reset, he wants to wait 10-12 seconds for his abilities to reset, and then you can see how aggressive Vici Gaming are. They understand that they can take the fight right now. Another good Astral, and then damage from XM. Look at Nisha, he's gonna melt in 3 hits.
Ace is, like, the only reason they get this kill on Shiro is he lands a long-range Gush by the Tier 2 tower from the jungle that they were fighting in, and they get the kill on Shiro, but without that kill onto the Marcy, this is a horrible fight for Liquid. At least salvaged a little bit. Still feels pretty bad, but man, you can see just XM unbothered, and here's that win probability, 52 to 48.
In favor of Vici Gaming.
Yeah. Just a touch. We're at that 31-minute mark, trying to pick up some Lotuses here for Boxy. He's got the rest of his team around him, and this should be time for potentially another Tormentor. They all show up. The Shard goes to, drumroll please, Ace.
Pretty good Shard. Very good Shard. This is the one that you want to buy, even though this Shard has been nerfed multiple times. It's still a very good Shard, especially against Marcy. If you want to be using pick-me-up like that. Okay, with the fresh debut Satanic coming into the fight. Let's see what they can find. XM.
He's got this Hex, but now he's tossing. He's all alone, so nobody there to save him. He'll end up dying. Doesn't even get the Astral Imprisonment off. He was working on his own BKB. He had that queued up for a while, trying to get that from the Hex. And a lot of damage being done here by Nisha. At a pretty even split, physical and magical.
Whispers of the Dread with Shiva's Guard. That's a lot of magic damage.
BKB early, rebound to try and get Innocence away too. And just a TP all the way through. Oh, the BKB ran out, and at the end, oh, the Avalanche stops the TP. There's the Ravage. Oh, Shiro, it feels so horrid. They'll get the kill on a Y. It was just at the end of the TP, the BKB ran out.
Man,
oh no.
Man, Vici Gaming, like, we've seen something similar yesterday when they were playing against OG, that game number 2. It just seems like they make one mistake that is followed by another mistake, and then they just crumble. Like, the game kind of ended. That second game against OG was a 30-minute game, and now Team Liquid, I mean, we could give credit to Team Liquid for having a very good read on the situation in the bottom lane, getting that smoke, and then immediately hunting them down.
I can't believe that they end up getting that kill. It was an even game. It was an even game. I'm going to go do a little win probability research, because now it is 65-35 in favor of Liquid. The quick drop from what it once was. Liquid, again, just playing across the river, putting a lot of pressure on Vici. They really, I mean, if they can get this BKB, which is about 1,500 gold away from XM, I could see them wanting to finally be the initiators and the aggressors, but they have played this entire game as a counterfoot for Vici.
And they're gonna smoke. They want to get something done. Does Marcy have Daedalus? No, she's still 900 gold away. They've purchased a recipe. They would definitely want to have that extra bit of damage, but the situation definitely changed after that fight. McKay going for Butterfly, which means that it's gonna take a while until Marcy gets her MKB, and 2 big items also finished on Liquid. They do not know about these double Octarine, 1 on Tidehunter and 1 on Tiny, so very low cooldown coming out from Tiny. This is one of the best item, like best, I would say, 5th, 6th item you can buy on Tiny. It allows you to lower the cooldown. Your avalanche goes down to 10 seconds and toss an 8-second cooldown. So you can keep going in, keep resetting. Your BKBs on lower cooldown. You can get Shivas at least twice in a fight, maybe even 3 times if we're talking about a longer fight, because the cooldown goes down to 20 seconds.
Trying to get this Daedalus, still far from that. They almost have the BKB on OD. Getting a little bit of help from his Midas. One of my favorite Beatles songs, With a Little Help from my Midas.
Yeah, big fan of that song indeed. Never heard of it, but
it's a good one. It's a banger.
It's a banger for sure.
Bach in, Pitamalis. It's just on an ace, and they're going to rebound forward, but the Shrine is taken, and now they've got the toss. Shiro made this move in, and now he's in a little bit of trouble. The static link is there. The Ice Path lands on it, too. They'll break that immediately with the BKB, but that's going to run out for Shiro. Ravaging, that's going to land on a lot of these heroes on the side of Vici. Now they're going to try and go in with the damage, but the Pitamalis is down once again. They'll look over at Bach, who's got the Lotus Orb. Another Pitamalis with the Fiend's Gate, but they get the kill on XM as well as Bach. 2 heroes down to the side of Vici. His Planet needs to get away with Shiro moving around the mid lane, just trying to get away from Nisha and the rest of Liquid. But they just escape, and they have no XM for 60 seconds. And there's buyback available for Bach, but he is also dead for quite some time.
This time around, Ace lands a really nice Ravage. And also the static link, like it forces you to use a BKB. You're trying to run away. Even though he didn't steal too much damage, it forces you in a situation where you're not going to be standing your ground and taking the fight. And now that's going to be a full Butterfly on Razor that is going to be coming out on the Courier. So Marcy can't even focus Razor anymore. You have BKB, you have static link, you have Satanic on top of that. So very difficult carry to carry matchup. They need to focus the other heroes, try to ignore the Razor, but still, Razor's gonna do Razor things in fights.
Jump in, toss not back. Toss doesn't matter if it's thrown back towards the rest of the team. Planet's still dead. Liquid feeling like the Death Star because they can destroy a planet in seconds. And they will take the mid-set Arax as well. So it was an even net worth game like 6 minutes ago.
And then XM died, Shiro died, game looked pretty much over. Roshan does belong to Liquid. They just can't seem to find anything. XM, it feels like he has been close to this BKB for a very long time. And the Hex, have we even seen him use that Hex?
I don't think so. I'm always waiting for the Hex sound when it's the oink right after you hex somebody, and I've not heard it yet.
Let's see what Hexem can do this time around with the BKB online, Blink Dagger, but you're fighting into this massive Razor that is holding onto the Aegis. Shiro trying to look for the angle, but again, he doesn't have Daedalus. Let's see the explosive damage from XM.
That was on Anisha, but he's got that Aeon Disc, and now they're going to use the Unleash. Trying to get the kill on Anisha, but it's not going to be possible. They throw the Sanities, they kill off Ace. That's a quick kill onto the Tidehunter. They want more. Get a Malice on a 2. But Liquid will retreat for the moment, and back to farming for Vici as well. They're trying to pull this game back into reality. But like you said, it's tough to deal with this massive Razor.
It is. OD still deals insane amount of damage. This hero is nuts when it comes down to like post 35-40 minute fights. He also found a very good neutral item for himself with alert enchantment, so extra bit of attack speed, bonus vision, extra attack range, exactly what he needs. And if he gets the kill, it's gonna reset with the Bloodthirst, or passive is Blood Rush.
There towards top on the side of Vici. Planet coming through the twin gate, but he's the only one who makes the jump through that twin gate. TP back from the Jakiro. It's quite a difference in net worth. The experience is kind of close. But now Planet spotted by Nisha, now needs to try and scurry 4-step TP attempt, and tossed out of his TP, and Mickey gets yet another.
Octarine core. Also the cast range on that Avalanche is pretty nuts. He does have Keen Eye with level 10 talent, so pretty much covers the whole screen. It's like Nisha has been popping off this game, getting a lot of toss backs, level 10 talent, level 20 talent as well. Toss requires no target. And this is the dream build. Like, once we get into this territory where you can build Shiva's Guard and Overwhelming Blink on a hero, you're having so much fun. You're gonna blink in, and everybody's gonna be super slowed. At least the good thing for Vici Gaming is they have Boots of Bearing, so that can be a soft reset for when Nisha jumps in.
Still threatening this bottom lane with these heroes near bottom. Creep waves pushing in, of course, mid pushing in with no racks on the Radiant side, so that'll innately push in. 2 minutes left on this Aegis, and trying to figure out where Vici can defend, because now you had the bottom creep wave cleaned up. Top's pushing in, Mickey's here, looking for that refresher orb. And Tide now has his BKB, so should be a little bit more survivable against this OD.
He needed it. He needed either Ghost Scepter or a BKB, and he opted to go for a BKB, which is a safer choice. Let's see if Liquid is going to push for that high ground. Minute and 30 seconds left on it. XM in the same spot that he got caught 10 minutes ago, which turned the whole game around. This time he is too fast. Liquid 10 seconds too late.
But now they smoked, and they're going to try and fight, so he was too fast to leave that spot and not get caught, but we'll see if they can fight back and be too furious. Can they make a move? They jump in, they've got the toss, BKB's going to be popped by Bot, the Pitamouse is going to be down on 3, Shiro's moved in, and the Sharpshooter comes out. Ravage flies forward, but these BKBs are already in use, so Ace doesn't get anything with it. And now he's in with the Astral Imprisonment. Fiend's Gate was used, Pitamouse down to the low ground, Catchy Lick to bring Ace over to the low ground with the rest of the team, and some big spells expended, but nothing really gained for either side.
Vici Gaming, 3 BKBs used. They don't get hit by that Ravage, but the damage still has been done. Aegis 30 seconds. Let's see if Liquid is going to be resetting. We do have Octarine on Ravage on Tidehunter, so that means the cooldown goes down to 100 seconds, which is not too bad. BKBs will reset at the same time.
Smoke again purchased by Liquid, but they're losing this Aegis in 8. Ace wants this refresher, quite a ways out from it. Holding onto that 9-second BKB still too. Nisha closing in on that overwhelming blink that you were talking about. Working with 4,000 health as well. Quite a bit. Underlord close to the Shivas, and then Silver Edge being built for OD. A lot of different items have gone through the Rolodex of queued up items here for XM.
That's what I like to see. That's like you'll see some players just going for the build, queuing up, and then sticking with the build, kind of predicting what's going to happen in the game. But it seems like XM, he's constantly evolving, constantly adapting to whatever's happened in the game. And Silver Edge, it's...
Nisha? Do they have the damage? Aeon Disc is going to help him survive, and the Catchy Lick, the 4 staffs away. The Sharpshooter misses. The BKB is now down for Nisha.
Silver Edge is fine. It's a break mechanic, which is going to be very good against Tidehunter. Tide does have BKB. Razor, breaking Razor is also kind of okay-ish. Maybe it gives him a bit more maneuverability in a fight. It's not so much about the break, but also setting their move speed and like capping their move speed, which is kind of a nice new mechanic that we added. I think this was added back when we added Shard to Tidehunter.
Refresher on the way for Ace soon, as he's got 2,400 gold saved. By soon, I mean probably about 5 or so on the minutes, but they smoke on both sides.
Underworld's very close to 25. That's the big one. 0.4 seconds on Pit of Malice, and then you have Aghanim Scepter, XM, Shield Rune.
Hex
He gets
start.
lost.
Ace got that Hex off, but it's going to be out of the Tide, and XM's way out of position. The 4-step out of the high ground, the double 4-step to get away, but the Shadow Realm, the Yule's used by Boxy. They've got the control. XM catching Link back into the Pit of Malice. He's going to Astral Prism himself. Box now in the front lines. Ace looking for the Ravage. That's going to land. They'll get the kill to XM, and they'll look towards the rest. Y in trouble. These BKBs still running. Y and Shiro die. They've got a triple kill for Mickey. They're going to look over at Planet, and it's 4 heroes down on the side of Vici. A triple kill for Mickey. This Razor cutting through you like a Gillette razor on your face. Clean and easy.
Man, they got Shield Rune baited. Everybody was waiting behind XM. He goes in, forced to use a BKB relatively early on, and then the 4-staffs, he's trying to run away, but it's not enough. Mickey is the one who's had pretty much the free reign. Whatever he wanted to do in the previous fight, just goes in, has a refresher, has a BKB, and just like that, this game looks very over. That's going to be Mega Creeps. Unless they want to be using some buybacks. They do have buybacks available on all 4 heroes.
They're holding off on them like they think they're going to have enough time to not use them and fight again. But now you're up against Megas. Bach's the only one to defend. You've got a Glyph. The creeps are invading. All of Liquid is here. And then they've got the banner. So they don't use any of these buybacks. They trade no buybacks, and in return, they lose all their racks and all their towers.
Everything is ready for Liquid.
Is there a button to reject this trade? Banner gone, Hex used. That's on Anisha, but the 4-staff back. He's into the hands of his own team and Comfort.
Mega Creeps are coming.
Surely they didn't buy back because Bach could get all the solo experience to get to 25. But he's not quite there yet. Amplified damage bottom.
Roshan's available. Team Liquid, they should go in, get it, get a refresher, get another Roshan's banner plus cheese. They can't leave the base. This lineup is also very, very bad at dealing with Mega Creeps. OD, he doesn't have AoE. Back in the days, this orb had splash damage. It doesn't for a very long time. And Marcy, also, she, like your carry, can't kill creep wave, so that's going to be a massive issue, and they're going to smoke. This is the Hail Mary play.
But these Aeon Discs, man, just keeping them alive. They can't help with the damage to get these kills. The Sharpshooter flies in. Maybe, just maybe. Oh, Shiro commits. He wanted it. BKB, Gush from a distance. Astral Imprisonment. Now that's going to leave Planet in a dangerous spot. 4-step up onto the high ground. The help from the Ice Path. That lands on a Mickey to get him away. Isha locked up with the Pit of Malice for a second. Bach in the front line. He's finally level 25. Bushwhack catching lit. Now out of that Pit of Malice and that Bushwhack. But they're still working with an Aegis. They're still working with a Cheese. All is okay in the world. For the side of Liquid, that is. Not so much Vici. Up 30,000 at 48 minutes into the game.
Probably gonna wait for Boxy to respawn and then go in and try to end this game. A refresher ready on Tidehunter. It is a refresher shard. He did consume his Aghanim Scepter. Does have enough mana for both Ravages.
creeps just constantly pressuring.
And they can keep the distance. I like how Liquid itemized this game, and also keeping the distance. Tidehunter with Aghanim Scepter, lower cooldown with Octarine, just spamming them from the distance, and then you have Tiny blinking in, Overwhelming Blink, Shiva's Guard with the Octarine core. Making it very difficult for Vici Gaming to take the fights. You see Tiny blinking in, and Tiny Refresher. This has to be one of the few times it has been purchased on the hero.
Certainly not the most purchased item for a Tiny, especially with all the low cooldowns he already has. They've got some vision inside the base. They are smoked up. Mickey just at the
Mickey
front
hates
line.
buildings.
Yeah.
He hates these small buildings in the base, and there's only
Jump
one
forward,
building
toss.
left.
And that's going to be another toss, but they'll get the save. They go to the Ravage that lands on a 4 heroes. They're up
Another
on
one.
this. There's another Ravage. That's going to land on a 3. They'll get the kill on XM. There's no OD. There's no Y. There's no planning. And with Bach, him falling too, they'll lose everybody, and that's going to be GG called by Vici. Liquid take game 1 at about 50 minutes in. Ultra kill for this Razor at the end.
This OD experiment, it did look good until it didn't.
Would you cross it out and never do it again? Or
Nah, I'm sure we're going to see this hero again, but Team Liquid, they were very...
Coming into game number 2, we'll see if Vici can hold on to their winning ways. You know, in series aspects, or if Liquid are going to finally break them, or if, you know, we'll see a game 3. There are a lot of questions. Pugna being the last pick here for Vici left maybe this room a little bit questioned, but what are your thoughts on this hero, where it was picked, and what, you know, what we expect from it?
Not a big fan. Like, usually what Pugna wants to do, I don't think they had many good choices. I was kind of with what Gunnar was saying. Like, he was talking about some, like, silencer. I think they had to go into some, like, weird territory because this Pugna doesn't give you what you want. Like, you're playing against Murta carry, so her innate ability, Supernatural, you can attack ethereal units, so you don't care too much about it. So there's not going to be really safe. Sure, Ward is good against Puck. Ward is good against the last big lion that didn't even see, but other than that, I'm not really feeling this Pugna. XM on Slaughter, he loves to play into this Puck matchup. I think he's going to be the one needing to be the control for the team. They do have this stun, so the support duo looks very wonky. Let's just be completely clear. Faceless Void plus Pugna. Like, this is not something that you see every day. Probably, I don't think there was a game in the last 5 years that this was the support duo in professional esports scene.
Well, it's kind of like that whenever there's the Void first on that support, right? Like this and this, it's been a while since we've seen it. I mean, the Void just feels like no matter what's with it, you're going to kind of question what the support duo is. I mean, early on, we've said it and joked about it a couple times. It's Time Walk Blood Grenade is your only contribution. Maybe a Time Dilation at level 2, but other than that, you know, like it's not exactly the biggest impact hero when it comes to being a support. And we already saw he's taking the Time Walk, and there are Blood Grenades available for him, but we'll see how that ends up going. Mid, like you said, XM, we'll see how he does against this Puck. Should be all right. But Deadshot landed on Planet Top. He's actually still running away from Boxy with this creep wave at the moment.
This is the exact same lane that they did run yesterday. This Batrider plus Faceless Void position 4 against OG. They were very successful with it. Planet does have Time Walk.
Long 21 seconds on cooldown there as we saw it, and he's still just trying to run away, try and get these creeps all the way over. Work with anything you can get. Nisha actually almost dead there as XM landing that Slithering Crush and making Nisha's life a little bit difficult. It was a matchup in which Nisha was, in theory, supposed to struggle with last game when he was up against the OD. Did really well. Ended up, in my opinion, being the MVP of that game. And now he's up against XM, who's on this Slardar and could do pretty well.
Yeah, I've seen this matchup goes both ways. It's a skill-based matchup. Like you could see, he almost died there, and now he is bringing the bottle. One thing that he also has the upper hand in this matchup on side of Nisha is he has a flying courier because of Marcy, so his bottle is going to be coming in much faster. Let's check the difference. 310, 340, so pretty big difference. Like, there's a massive distance that you need to cover from the fountain to tier 3 tower.
Always nice to
tier
have
1.
those early flying couriers. Is that little bit of an advantage it gives you. This lane is an interesting combo. The Largo Lion, Battle of the L. Seems like a decent combo. Frog Stomp, Catchy Liquor, Spike Hex, like a lot of tools there to disrupt the bottom lane of Vici.
Yeah, also the reason why I don't like Pagana is he doesn't have too much synergy with Shadow Fiend. Especially in the lane. Like, there's no way for you to set things up, which means that Largo is going to be able to get the farm if they ever want to try to play aggressive. Tofu can land a stun. So for Liquid, it's going to be fine. I think Shiro's still going to be getting the CS, but also Largo's going to be getting as much CS. Shadowfiend naturally pushes the lane because of his aura. So even in bad matchups, when you play against Shadowfiend, sure, he's going to be denying a lot, but also you're going to be getting something out of the lane no matter what.
Trying to pull the creep wave over, but that creep only had a little bit of health left on it. Some raise action onto Ace. But we'll see how Shiro continues to find himself in this lane as he's got some success so far at 19, now 20 and 6. The Largo doing all right, 17-1. Like, it's not been a hard lane for him at all. Keeping up. Okay. Doing well in this top lane up against this Bat Rider who is only 5 and 3. That's where the struggle is coming from for Vici, and it is that Bat Rider. Seeing Shiro take a bit of damage, a couple of raises landing on the Ace. Not enough damage to get the kill. No first blood yet, 4 minutes into the game. There might be one here with XM getting silenced. They've got the rebound, the jump in, XM turning for a moment, but there's the dispose. A blood grenade from Planet. Is it enough to save him? Dodges the illusory orb, but that right click will be the killer as Nisha claims that first blood.
Yeah, I think there's a big, big difference in what these two heroes from position 4 can do. One can time walk, and the other one can actually use the time walk on you, push you in, and then pull you back in if necessary. Both of them did have blood grenades available, but yeah, Faceless Void, position 4. Compared to Marcy, it's just not it. Even though they had good success, they did win 2 of those games in the second game that they played against the OG yesterday. It got banned later, but seems like they are seeing something in the hero. I haven't been really impressed, even with the wins that they got. It still feels like okay-ish. I do feel there are so many more better options in the game.
Planet has been in love with this hero for a while. He played it a lot during that ESL Challenger LAN event. He's been enjoying the Void 4. Much to my own questions about the hero. We've seen it in the few games that he's played it here too, right? Like, he stays a pretty low level for a while because he's not having much impact around the map. And
you can't.
That is very true. Disposed back into the calling, but gets the time walk off.
It's a very nasty combo. Like, even if they decided to run Largo in this lane, they could have used Lick to pull him back into the silence. Boxy, it was nicely done. McKay slightly off the mark with the dead shot.
That would have been enough to get that kill, most likely. Finally getting some open space, though, for the Bat Rider. He is getting some CS under his belt, but lane has been a bit of a struggle, and I say he's gotten some open space, but he's running away for the moment with the creep wave. Dead shot connects, and now
this
he's
time
dead.
He doesn't miss.
XM's got an invis rune. Boxy just heading straight back towards his own base, not really putting himself in much harm's way. And XM was trying to sniff out maybe if they could get a kill onto the Marcy, but it's not easy whether or not you find him at the moment. So it is now a question of what XM wants to accomplish. He's just going to sit back over mid, because we are getting towards that 7-minute mark. Nobody really invading for a shrine just yet.
They don't have enough damage in this bottom lane to kill Shadowfiend. They try to play aggressive 2 times. He does have Fairy Fire, Magic Wand, Raindrop on top of that. And also he's spamming them with raises every single time they do get close. Problem is, offlaners nowadays, they are doing the trick with disassembling Tranquil Boots until they get cancelled. But so far, we are seeing multiple Tranquil Boots, one on Faceless Void that is being built. Bat Rider as well. Yeah, this time around. He doesn't mind if his boots, because his item that he rushes is going to be Boots of Bearing on Bat Rider anyway. Nisha with the rotation.
Raise hits, but the Earth Spike's there. Dream Coil onto 2, but realizing maybe there's not enough damage at the moment. However, that being said, the calling stopping the Requiem as Mickey's made the rotation, but he's under the tower taking a lot of damage. There's nobody here to really help out. Planet time dilation. XM's finally showing up, but I think there was a chance to maybe get some kills earlier if the rotations were a little bit quicker. Mickey was under the tower and taking a lot from that ward from the Pugna, and he was down to about a third of his health, but nobody came over quick enough.
2 supports, these are do-nothing supports, as I like to call them, where you can't make a move, you can only react when the enemy is doing something. So it needs to be XM that's going to be doing stuff. Oh,
get the kill to Mickey. Bach thought he was in a little bit of trouble with the fact that he was inside the calling. Tofu's rotated over. Planet's here. Time dilation. That connects. And now these do-nothing supports have found a little of something to get a couple of kills on. And it was more so Bach getting the kill onto Muerta. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but the second one, the time dilation, helped a little bit.
I do like Batrider against Muerta. You always have enough magic damage, and you also have a BKB piercing ability. So something that he's always going to be afraid of. Planet, thinking about going on to Tofu. 2 supports still sticking around.
Helped to swing on that courier twice. You need 2 to kill those. Southern Crush on a 2. Dream Coil committed. Will snap that with the Waning Rift and the Illusory Orb. Nisha's got another kill in the XM. This tier 1 tower taking a lot of damage over mid, but Nisha holding on to it for now, and while getting that kill, he's having another successful start to a game. Sitting top of the net worth and well ahead of his lane enemy of this Slardar.
It's very important that they do shut down Slardar. This is the hero that can't really farm fast. And if you shut him down, they already killed him twice. His Blink Dagger gets delayed. A lot of the times you would see Slardar, even if he's off to a good start, if he can't find any openings, this hero doesn't farm. Like, you need your shard to be able to get the farm going.
Feels a little similar to what we were seeing with the OD, right? The calling, Finger Hex, Deadshot, all there to get the kill on a Planet. Tofu hits that 6, gets a stack on the Finger, easy kill, and we'll see as we look over to Bach, who's trying to farm these stacks that were made for the Ancients. You know, like you said earlier, he's trying to get into those Boots of Bearing.
I guess you didn't expect level 6 on Lion pre-10 minutes.
Unleash, Boxy. He's also 6. Pugna surviving for a little bit longer than maybe the 3 heroes expected, but they still get the kill anyway.
I'm just thinking how many abilities on Liquid they have to break the coil. So you have Largo's Leg potentially that can pull him out of the coil. You have Boxy with Marcy, and you also have Deadshot. So you always have something. It's like not the best combo, but all these little things that you can do with the coil.
Not quite guaranteed though with the distance, right? See how the time zone ends up playing in all this when they do hit that level 6 on these supports, because the supports of Liquid hitting that 6 much quicker than the Radiant side, who are still working their way on that 6, and it'll take some time for them. Planet getting some soul experience over mid, while XM's moved off the lane. Pugna was down towards bottom, still sharing it there with Shiro. But yet to hit 6 for these supports, which are going to be quite important to what they want to get done, and when they finally seem to be able to activate a little bit more in this game when they have their ults available. Ask Madness finished for Shiro. XM who's out farming the jungle, and he's trying to get that early Blink Dagger. That's going to be his first item to be that initiator. And Bach still up top, just farming away. He's level 9 at the moment. He's having a decent time once he finally went over and took those stacks. Keeping up with the Largo, which is probably to be expected anyway.
This is what Batriders do nowadays. They don't want to be like the initiators. They don't want to be laning too much either. They want to be creep skipping, just maximizing the farm. Another Finger. I feel like he just used it and it's off cooldown again.
Jumping in with rebound and looking for this Pugna. They killed the Faceless Void first. XM's coming over. Maybe they get a kill here on a Boxy. They will. Dream Coil committed onto 2. That's going to snap on a Bach, who's down half health, and he ends up dead. Never really has a moment to do anything. Wanted to lasso, wanted to really turn this fight around, but instead ends up dead.
Very limited lockdown on their side. If they're not using Lasso, that's one of them. The other one is Slardar. And that's about it. And if Slardar's getting silenced, they do have a good amount of control on Liquid. He's not going to be able to achieve much. Oh, look at that damage coming out from Faceless Void. I want to see that impact, that position 4 impact. 0.
Minus 61 gold, 0 experience, 0 damage, just Faceless Void for things. And then the normal build of just going Solar Crest.
The set looks good.
Now we're giving total hero damage numbers. I'm suspecting somebody in the observer room doesn't like Void 4 either, because we're pointing out the hero damage now in total.
Yeah, this just seems ridiculous. Like, less than 1k hero damage after 13 minutes. He's been stacking some. He's
like, top the net worth for the supports. That's a silver lining.
That's from stacking.
That's still doing something. I feel like you kind of dismissed that.
They also gave him mid lane for like good 2 minutes.
Time dilation, the time zone. All right, well, just a rebound out of the time zone. Easy way to escape the square. It is not the old time zone.
No, not the
good time zone.
The good time zone, the leash one. Nisha, Tofu, he's close by, but not close enough.
He has finger. If they could just catch up, maybe he get an Earth Spike out. Rebound, and no finger used, no finger needed. Boxy just gonna get the kill on XM with the Unleash bottom lane. Ace is here with Boxy, who still has the Unleash going, but not committing to jumping out of the Shadow Fiend. XM struggling this game.
Can't find anything. 3 deaths already. Does have a Blink Dagger, and if you can't find kills with Slardar, it puts you in a position where you're like trying to make something happen. You saw the Chrono Square also being used. They didn't get anything out of it. And another finger. Tofu, he's all over the place. 3rd time.
3 finger stacks in 15 minutes is a very good number. That is really working out. And Bach dead again, who's continued to farm now, looking for this BKB. And gonna really need it. There is a lot here to just disrupt the side of Vici that's coming forward from Liquid. Especially the calling with the rebound and everything to control him. Okay, in trouble. Shiro's got the damage. They have 4 heroes up top. Planet not really involved in that one, but they do have the damage coming out for the Shadow Fiend, showing that they can still hit back hard. As long as Shiro's kind of uninterrupted.
Yeah, don't underestimate the damage output, the right-click damage from Shadow Fiend alone, and then you also have Slardar, who is still level 10, so level 1 Corrosive Haze, minus 10 armor, but it will definitely start to add up. I was also looking at the changes, because Figure is on normal cooldown right now. This ability throughout Dota history had the abysmal cooldown. Like,
yeah.
It was like 3 minutes almost, and then in 740 the cooldown got reduced by 10 seconds. In 739 it also got reduced by 10 seconds extra, so now it's on 2-minute cooldown, which makes you able to actually play the game.
Fun to use off cooldown. Good nuke damage to just try and take out anybody you can. Bottom tier 1 tower going to be taken here from this Shadow Fiend. Get himself some extra gold. He's also looking for the early BKB. These early BKBs are going to be very important for the side of Vici.
They have no abilities that go through BKB on side of Liquid. One of the reasons why they want to have all 3 of them. And now, let's see if they're making that rotation. Liquid already used the scan. Is it going to expire? It did clip someone for a second. McKay immediately starting to run back.
How far back does he commit to going? Looks like all the way back to the tier 2 tower. Sometimes greed gets you. You stay a little close, you see a little creep wave or a camp. Planet just gonna time walk. He's got this Pavis and looking to, of course, get the Solar Crest. Steps up into Tofu, who does have finger available, uses that, and that's another. Stack it up. 4 stacks here for Tofu.
I know that people like love to think about, oh, all this extra damage on Lion, hell yeah, but it is actually starting to add up. That's 160 extra damage that later on, when you use it on core, for example, the magic damage reduction that you're going to be having resistance coming out from Parasma from Puck as well, it's going to be a lot.
Get that many stacks early, you start to think about, well, I could just go for Aghanim Scepter. He does have 1,800 gold saved up. Probably a Blink Dagger, but
yeah, these are professional esports athletes. There's not going to be Aghanim Scepter from position 5.
Tofu, queue it up, thank you. Get in there. I'm allowed to wonder. He's got nothing queued up. I get to guess. It's the fun part about being able to see what he's got on the docket. I can put my own idiot builds into... Oh, he's got Blink. Never mind. All right. Blink Dagger queued up. Never mind. Good,
you know what we
debuffs.
need? We need a mode in Dota, in professional Dota, that like one of the players in team has to go for a Herald build. Like they have to decide, they pull it out.
Why'd you say Herald build?
It's not related to you.
Oh, okay.
And you gotta, you know, one of you are like, oh, our 5 has to go for Midas, Travel, Octarine, Aghanim Scepter, or whatever.
I would like it. Call it Herald mode. I'll be down for a tournament as such. XM dies top to the Dream Coil. The Unleash that came through from Liquid with the dead shot there too, and they take the tier 1 tower to follow that up. BKBs are starting to finish on the side of Vici, but we saw a lot of this style in game number 1, right? Vici very willing and content with allowing Liquid to kind of do whatever
their own,
do whatever.
Exactly. It feels like they're not trying to counter whatever Liquid is doing. They're playing their own minigame, and they are losing this minigame. In 30 seconds, there's going to be Tormentor. Liquid, they definitely have enough damage to kill the Tormentor. Vici's lineup is much better with Shadowfiend and Slardar, of course. We'll see if they decide to contest it. There is no tier 1 tower available in the top lane anymore, so Liquid can't just be there immediately. They can't come back. We've seen like a good amounts of buybacks as well. If you're not able to kill that tier 1 tower, the enemy team will buy back on their position 4 or 5. Ace again, dropping the Aghanim Scepter. That's a risky move. Oof.
That's a good red card. 3 and 3 red, risky move. Good magic card. But risky moves in Dota, sometimes very risky. Dropping Ags, I would never. And after seeing what happened yesterday, I think I'm going to stick to that trend of never doing something like that. But I like that there's no fear.
He dropped it again.
We're going to need a little Ags cam in the bottom right. Just constantly seeing where it's at. But I respect not having a fear of doing it after what happened yesterday. Hex. Shiro in trouble. The finger's there. They'll get the kill. The time zone is down. Boxy, he's the only one left in the time zone. They get the kill, but it's not an equivalent trade just yet. XM being helped by Innocence, but eventually dying there to Ace. It's that catchy lick and gets him down to the core as he kills off this Sardar.
This is one of the first things that I did test out when Chrono Square was added to the game, Slardar. So you are increasing the speed of the abilities, whatever it is called. What is it called again? Yeah, cooldown acceleration, to be more precise, Benjamin. And it is very good. Like, Slardar is one of the best heroes to utilize that, because you can crush, zoom, crush again. It is very good, but problem is he doesn't have any defensive tools, so he's just sitting in there. He's getting silenced, he's getting hexed, bounced by Muerta. So pre-BKB, it gets very difficult for him to use it multiple times.
You know what would make Time Zone better?
A leash.
If you were stuck in Time Zone and you couldn't move, maybe also making it a sphere.
Oh, I see.
feel like Time Zone would be a lot better in that way. But right now it feels like there's just easy ways to escape the Time Zone.
I've not been impressed. I've not been impressed. I feel like it's pretty bad. I feel like, you know, sometimes you have mixed feelings. Maybe it's good, but
do we give the leash mechanic back to it?
It was strong back then. But also the problem with it is everybody's buying drums, the upgraded drums now, and you just run away. You don't care about the slow, like one item to completely negate what you want to do.
Negate your ult?
Yeah.
Completely, yeah. It doesn't really feel great. But we'll see if it ends up feeling a little bit better when, of course, Slardar gets the BKB. You get the Blink Dagger from the Bat Rider. They have caught themselves the Pugna. And they will get yet another kill. He's getting credit for that one. Bach, he's farming deep on the Dire side. And he's got the gold for the Blink. He'll buy out on that. And now Blink, BKB, and Boots of Bearing for this Bat Rider. Definitely loving the Bs for Bach. His build brought to you by the letter B. But will this be enough? Can this trio of items for Bach finally be what Vici needs? I think XM desperately just needs this BKB, and then they can kind of go. But he has been, like you said, Slardar struggles to farm, and this is what we're seeing from him in this BKB taking so long to get.
Because you need Shard. Like, it's a must-buy item. Give him the finger again.
Lasso onto the Lion. Lion ends up surviving. They get the kill on a Tofu. They'll take out one. But can they get a kill here on Tanisha? They're still searching. Waning Rift gets some distance, turns this back. He's got Ace for a little bit of help. He's doing some double music disco. Using that Axe. Shadow Blade, Requiem. It lands. Nisha in trouble and will lose the Aegis. But now, what else do you have to really make this work? You have the ability to kill him a second time. Frog Stomp, no face shift, stops the rebound.
Anti-combo.
Yeah, not the best to see there, but Deadshot lands on XM. Boxy, he's trying to run. They go to the time zone. They've got Ace in a little bit of trouble. And Planet going forward with the help of Bach, but they've got Miguel on the side, and they have not really thought about this Muerta at all. Pops that ult, pierces the veil, trying to pierce the lives of these heroes.
Oh, he lost
going to
vision.
Bach and the rest. But Shiro, he got into the Shadow Blade. He gets under the tier 2 tower and is able to escape while Planet will time walk towards the bottom tier 2 and just make it away as well.
Largo, he gets insanely tanky. Like, he's sitting at, what is it right now, 30+ armor. You're playing against Shadowfin and Slardar. He's keeping the distance. He has the boost speed. He has the phase boots as well. So he can choose how he wants to take the fight again, because they don't have enough. Like, they don't have enough control if Slardar's not going in. Even though they killed Puck immediately off, there is no real follow-up. And then Muerta, that's the issue. You have Shadowfiend, you have Slardar, purely physical damage. If there's no lasso being used on you, Muerta has a pretty free reign in what she wants to do in a fight. There's no control that can cover like what she wants to do. And I really like what he had in his quick buy. He was thinking about potentially buying a disperser, because there's a lot of these things that are annoying. He can dispel himself, he can dispel Slardar as well, corrosive haze, Batrider, time dilation, so many things that are very annoying to play. So I want to see if he's going to be committing for that, or if he's going to be going actually for Silver Edge. It's either that, you can also buy Manta style, but the disperser feels overall much better in terms of like what you're getting on a lower cooldown.
Right. And so tough to kill Ace while he's doing the full belly blitz and using that heal. He's also getting mana fed into him by this Lion at times, and I don't really know what they're going to be able to do. And he's going into the Lincolns. He'll have some extra help to now avoid potentially getting lassoed or put into much trouble. So this is a hero. We've talked about the strength gain multiple times. He's got 3,000 health to get through as well. And this guy's got it all.
His positioning has been really good this game. Game number 1, it was a bit early. Couple of Ravages didn't connect. Then he landed some really big Ravages. And this is the big item that I saw Boxy had in a quick buy. Didn't know if he was going to commit for it, but Heaven's Halberd. An item that we usually don't see. This is the item for a short period of time from the offlane, like a year ago, where the recipe, when it was changed, the crown, and the recipe, I think the recipe was 200, and everybody was buying it, then disassembling. Let's see the fight.
Crush missed. Dream Coil down on a 2. Box down to about half health. They've got the Hex and go to the finger. They're going to try and throw the damage under the Chiro. He's going to pop that BKB. He thinks about the Requiem, the rebound up out of the high ground. It's out of the cliff. You've turned into a ward, and now you're dead. Why? He's going to fall. So does Bot. Nick low and gone. They've got the damage, but now the Earth Spike. They've got Shiro in a bad spot. Nisha's going to go into his face and try and get the kill here out of the Shadow Fiend. Down he goes. So does Tofu. XM finally get the kill there to help out, but 4 heroes down to the side of Vici while Liquid lose 3, and Nisha still holding on to this shield rune throughout the entirety of that fight.
Yeah, we're seeing that more and more, I would say, recently, where the carry isn't the real carry of the game. A lot of the times it is a mid laner who's taking over the role, especially if the carry dies relatively early on in the fight. And if you look at his items, it's basically like 2 items on Anisha, and he's doing so much. These are very expensive items. This is Parasma, Lincoln Sphere, he does have Shard, and he also has Gunpowder Gauntlet. So a lot of these like small things are adding up. And let's see it again. Two heroes ended on a cliff, on this small cliff. I gotta say, for like the 5th time, this Chrono Square is not doing shit. It's like it's used on a heroes and then just run away, and nobody from their allies is fighting inside of it, so it doesn't even do anything.
Oh, man.
Nice. He doesn't care. He's dropping 3 items right now.
That's... I mean, that's risky. All you need to do is have time zone stop chronoptic time, and then it'll be better. Truly. Ace just about has this Lincoln's. Is he then going to be dropping the Lincoln's as well and dropping all the items to have that Soul Ring efficiency? The calling, stopping the time walk, another finger kill. That's now 6 stacks here for the Lion. Almost that silver edge for Muerta. Just that 80-second cooldown now. Once it hits that level 3, which he is pretty close to getting to. I mean, you'll have it ready always, basically. This is similar to last game. I mean, VG have just kind of let Liquid do whatever, and now they're up 12,000 net worth. And this is a big deficit to have to climb your way back from. It's always possible, it feels like, with Shadow Fiend and the damage that he's going to be able to do. But you're already at this point, and you're already at this point where he's being controlled. The BKB, it's 7 seconds. And that feels like you either get it done in 7 seconds, or that's the fight.
Yeah, usually it's not the case with Shadow Fiend because he's the turret. He's the one who's standing and not moving, and the rest of the team is controlling the fight. They are fighting around him, but this time around there isn't that much control. If they take XM out of the equation, they can't really do much. Everybody else is going to be running away. And look what Mickey has in his quick buy. This is the next level thinking. Again, we're going back to Supernatural. Not the TV show. We're talking about innate from Muerta, where she can attack while she's ethereal, and she can attack ethereal units. And again, Shadow Fiend, Slaughter, all about that physical damage. So for a very cheap amount of gold, you can get a lot of protection while you can still attack, which is pretty insane.
Didn't realize, by the way, that Ace had also picked up the shard. So he's giving the Lincolns over to Mickey and keeping it on himself as well with the Encore. So you're protecting 2 heroes with Lincolns, essentially. And it's more safety for this Liquid team.
These items that are coming out on Liquid and that they already have, and the ones that they're going to be having in the next couple of minutes, is going to be way too much for Vici to handle.
The Croak of Genius constantly being given out as well. And now they've got another Aegis to work with, and these splits in the net worth are massive. I mean, not just within the game, but hero to hero and position to position just feels insurmountable for Vici. They'll try to make a stand. It's going to be so difficult. But you see Bach even trying to run away and the calling with him, and he doesn't want to be using this BKB, which for the most part, I thought these BKB timings were going to be decent enough for Vici to really make their own moves. But the reality of the situation is they really haven't benefited too much from that. Blink in, Waning Rift, silence on a planet. And then Nisha getting out with the Illusory Orb. And you're just constantly able to be getting the double Lincolns with Ace giving it over. So both him and somebody else are going to be protected pretty much at all times.
You can't get the jump. Now, Bach did pick up a Force Staff, which is going to be the way to break the Lincolns potentially, and then get the drag back into Slaughter, into Shadowfiend's damage. Nisha has been very annoying. Banner is down. McKay continues to siege.
Can't quite break this banner. There it is, 200 gold for Planet, but they do lose the tower. Tough for them, as all they could do in that situation is really just watch. Hold up a chair, watch them just take the bottom tier 3 tower. Not an easy situation to be in, and still 3 minutes with this Aegis. Liquid can really just be methodical, take it at their own speed, and control all portions of this game, all lanes, all movements, and almost honestly wait for Vici to be feel like they are forced into a movement where they have to go and fight. And Liquid are going to be ready for that anyway with all the protections that they have.
They're controlling the map, they're controlling the enemy outpost as well. Even if you go in, you need to commit with a BKB, and then maybe even 2 BKBs. You can buy back, come back into a fight, and potentially end the game for Liquid. For now, Liquid's just choking them out on the map. They can't really do much. They can't leave the base. You can see XM. This is pretty much what happened in the previous game, around 30 minutes, where XM got caught on his OD, farming the same camp. Let's see if he's going to learn the lesson. Mickey. All right, he will be able to blink out.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's always obviously a chance to
Hold GG and go next? No, not in this one. They'll
Hold the
already
high
one
ground.
game down.
I was going to say hold the high ground, but it requires a lot to go right. So hard to get from A to B in these fights for Vici. There were glimmers of hope in that last game where they were getting some pickoffs, but this game stuck at 10 kills, 35 minutes into the game, and now they've got a Lotus coming out for the Marcy. Even more layers of protection.
Multiple Lincoln Spheres, Lotus, Nisha, Arcane Rune, didn't die a single time. Nisha has been a menace. It also comes down to them shutting down Slardar completely, which was supposed to be the control. And here it comes.
You said this position is where he was and where he died in the last one. He's going to need a BKB. The question is, can he get that chance? And he will with the help of the Pugna. And they will try to get the kill on Innocence. He just gets killed off at the end by Nisha, who's now godlike. Looked for a second, he was just going to make it out, but I think died in the fountain when I click his hero. We'll take the bottom set of racks. No contest coming in from Vici again, as they continue to chip away at everything they hold dear on Vici from Liquid. Looking for Planet, they'll find the Hex. The lasso on Tanisha. They've got the Lotus now, the Requiem, the damage coming in. Maybe they get the kill on this one. Planet's dead, phase shift. Can they finish him off? No, they can't. Nisha ends up surviving. They also lose that gem. Nisha will pick that up. Mickey walks forward, and everything that they try to do with the Requiem and the lasso ends up being futile, as they don't even get the kill. But the damage on Mickey for a second was almost enough.
It's insane. Like, this is the power of lineup. Slaughter plus Shadowfiend. It is level 3 Corrosive Haze. Shadowfiend hits you from the Silver Edge. They are resetting. Everybody's back to full HP, thanks to Largo.
Just playing that music. Blink, crush, rebound out, ending up getting that save. Nisha in their face as they will continue to feel the benefits of the Island Elixir. Must be nice to know that you're healed up to full so quickly.
He was down to 100 HP.
The combo with this Ags of the Bullbelly Blitz and the Island Elixir just makes things feel so simple for you. You feel almost unkillable. Lincoln's shared over from Ace to Mickey, and he'll get his own with the Encore. It's been a full set list of tricks here for Ace up to this point. On the side of Liquid. Time walk in, time walk out. That's about all you got when you're this 4-position Void. But the jump in from XM with the BKB, they still get the kill on the planet, and they're putting the damage onto XM, whose BKB is going to run out in a moment. Illusory Orb jaunting forward, Dream Coil down onto Shiro. Nisha keeps up, Waning Rift, but Shiro being helped out by Y, getting that life drain pushed into him and just giving him some extra help to get back into the fountain.
Liquid's not committing with anything too much. Coil has been used. It's a relatively short cooldown. Less than 50 seconds, it's going to be up again. No Faceless Void for 20 seconds. It's not like he had some massive impact this game, so even if they find an opening, Vici Gaming should still try and take the fight. Otherwise, they're going to be playing against Megas.
Or Spike, Finger, and then followed up by Mickey, who will Ghost Scepter, but now they've got the lasso. Do they have it? The Requiem, fearing him, they get the kill. Mickey giving over about 2,000 gold and dead for 80 seconds. Blink, Crush, Lotus on a Boxy, Tofu now in the time zone, Force Staff out of the time zone. So we'll just watch this square as it does nothing. And the time walk in and the time dilation, but still nothing doing other than that kill onto the Muerta coming out from Vici. The jump in from Nisha, he's still powerful enough to do this by himself, and Nisha actually ended up getting the kill onto Shiro, I believe, with
insane.
the Parasma damage.
Parasma, Shiva's Guard, it has Gunpowder Gauntlet, and
Slithering Crush, and
without Shiro, there's no damage. They do not have Damasio.
they have no damage left over. It was actually the Crooked Genius reverb that got that kill, by the way, onto the Shadow Fiend shown by our lovely observers. And now they're going to go in, look over, XM, he's low, he's dead, he's gone. Nisha continuing to just do so much damage to the point where Vici called GG. Liquid get the 2-0, and they do so with so much ease.
Oh, Nisha's playing out of his freaking mind. Like, he's just being in their face this whole time. Wins the matchup against Slaughter and continues to dominate. Two supports playing around him the whole time, making Slaughter's life miserable. They really wanted to hurt XM in this.